to episode 8 of the Arya Bark Podcast. My name's Caroline and I'm coming to you today from my home in Fife in Scotland. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. How are you all? Hope you're well. I'm going to jump straight in. I'm waiting on a parcel being delivered and I've been told it's going to be here in about an hour. And I have a ton of stuff to get through, so we'll jump straight in. You can find detailed show notes on the Arya Bark website, which is aryabark.co.uk. You can find me on Ravelry as Arya Bark or my personal Ravelry account, which is Sultra. We have a Ravelry group and that's Arya Bark Designs. We also have a private group on the website if you're unable to use Ravelry. That you can find under the groups tab on the website. We are on Instagram as Arya Bark Designs. We have a Facebook page which is Arya Bark Designs. We are currently hosting 2 make-alongs. The first make-along is the New Things Mal 2021. Now we do have hashtags for this on Instagram and to tag it on Ravelry, but I'll discuss that in a minute. It starts on the 1st of January and is a year-long make-along, so it'll end on the 31st of December. You must be a member of either the private group or the Ravelry group in order for your entry to count. We will be having quarterly prizes, which will be drawn on the 29th of March, the 28th of June, the 27th of September, with the final quarterly draw being done on the 3rd of January and a grand prize winner being announced then. Physical prizes will be drawn for the FO thread and the charter thread, and that will be done by random number generator. However, Mr. Bark and Andrew will be drawing prizes each month from the charter thread, and that will be a pattern prize. So make sure that you get your entries in by the end of the month. Anything else? Prizes. You can enter as many prizes. No, you can't. Well, you could, but that's not the point. You can enter as many projects as you like, as long as you can show how it is new to you. Examples would be, but aren't limited to, yarn brand, colourway, indie designer, indie dyer, stitch pattern, a new technique or a new construction. So that is that one. The next make along is now I've had to change slightly the name of this one because there is one similar on Instagram. So it is hashtag ABD Stash Smash 2021. Now you can use that both on Instagram or on Ravelry. Again, that one starts on the 1st of January and it ends on the 31st of December. You have to be a member of the Ravelry group or the private group for your entry to count. Quarterly prizes are going to be drawn on the 29th of March, the 28th of June, the 27th of September and the 3rd of January 2021. No, it's not. It's the 3rd of January 2022. Physical prizes will be drawn for both the FO thread and the charter thread. That will be drawn by random number generator, and Mr. Bark and Andrew will draw monthly prizes. No, they won't. Monthly pattern prizes from the charter thread. That was it. Yes, it was. Whips are allowed. Multiple dipping is encouraged for both the make-alongs. I'm starting to go twitchy. Whips are allowed for both the make-alongs, multiple dippings encouraged. Arya, so face ploughing. As for the stash mash, as long as it can be measured in metres, it can be entered. So knitting, crochet, Tunisian crochet, weaving, spinning. I think I said if you could measure your cross stitch in metres, fair enough. For stash mash, the goals are at your own discretion, so you set your target, how much you would like to craft within the year. If you get to December and realise that you're like way off, you can increase and decrease at your own discretion. Each person entering into the FO thread will only have one post, so that you can tally. It makes it easier for tallying it all up. Is that it? I think that might be it. And that took 10 minutes. So this week we have coming in, going out, stash mash, whips and lined up. There will be equal amounts of knitting, Tunisian crochet, weaving, and spinning. I may actually be addicted to weaving, not gonna lie, I might be addicted. Timestamps for each section can be found in the description bar below. Coming in, Sally's here. I'm so excited. Now, she did come nearly 2 weeks ago. I have still not used her. I'm swaying as to whether to use her first, then send her for a nice spa week with Auntie Gracie and Uncle Jim, or just leaving her as she is. Not quite decided. So this is a 10-inch, can't even get it on. This is a 10-inch samplet loom, Ashford samplet loom. I did buy, obviously you get the stitch shuttles with it, and the clamps and the Wharton peg, and a 7.5 dents per inch, remembered this week, heddle. But I did also purchase, are you going in order? Yes they are. So I also ordered the 5-inch, the 10, the 12.5 and the 15. So that's them. I think I'll maybe do one project on it because I need to get that done pretty sharpish. And I'll send it through to Jim and Jim can finish it. The other thing I purchased, now, when was it? I think it was last week. I'd went to get the bulb markers, which are these things, and I realised that I'd bought a pack, I think it was a pack of 250 a good few years ago, and I'd went to get one and I'd noticed there was only like a tiny wee amount left. Could I find them? No, I couldn't. So I just automatically assumed that they've been hoovered. So I decided I'm going to buy some more. I should be banned from Amazon. What I'm going to say, I need banned from Amazon. So I bought some. As in like 1,200 of them. And they came. They didn't come in this tin. This was a packet of biscuits. Can I just point out, I actually paid £3.49 for 6 biscuits. But it's a wee piper and a wee drummer. Years of Andrew's playing in a pipe band, I'm now obsessed. So these are the stitch markers. Now you get, let me see, I'm sure it was 24 colours. 24 colours? Something like that. I don't care. But when the guy walked up the path, they came in a wee box, and I thought, that's fine, that can sit on my desk, that's great. The Amazon delivery driver came up the path, like rattling it, and they were literally all mishmash, so I just stuck it in that tin. So that should do me a couple of months. I did, however, find out where all my stitch markers had gone. I now have 2 squares that are full to show which squares are still need pictures took. So kinda didn't need to buy more, but they're bought now. The other thing I have coming in is a present from Mr. Bark, because you know, we all know he's a good boy, and it is the Crestona power bank. Now it says it's a laptop power bank, but it's actually for my e-spinner, so I don't have to like stretch power cables everywhere. And it does come with a cable for her. Can I get that back in? And that's it. Now it weighs an absolute ton. And there it is. So basically all I do is plug the cable in there. The other side of the cable plugs into the spinner, and I got this, I think it was last week. Charged it up. I had about 80, came about 84%, so I charged it up to 100% just to see roughly how long it would take. Now I think I spent, was it 5 hours? 5-6 hours I spent spinning, and I've only used 5%, and that's been sitting for over a week, and it's not lost any charge. And I've just moved that right up. So that can sit in the e-spinner bag, and when I go out I can take the e-spinner with me. So that's all that I've got coming in. I have not bought anything else that's relevant to the podcast. I'm waiting on birdseed coming, but it's nothing to do with knitting, and I haven't bought any yarn either. On to going out. This is the section that I'm now going to be renaming to Finish It Corner, because now I did mean to do a podcast last week and only had a couple of things that I'd finished. Last week was clearly finishing it week, because I rattled through a whole load of projects. Now the first one is the Tunisian blanket, so I've added 4 more squares onto that. So this one, start again, this is the Bandwagon Blanket by Beth Graham. It's no longer on Ravelry. It was free at one time, it's not there anymore. The first square, which is square 115, is Rusty Ferret Doll, and it's one of the mini skeins. Square 116, I have absolutely no idea what that is. Don't have a clue what that one is. And this one is another Rusty Ferret Doll mini skein, and this is a Rusty Ferret Doll mini skein. So that's what I've done in the last couple of weeks. I know honestly I've not picked this up last Monday when I put that square in. So I'm just going to keep working on this as and when. The next project, oh, here we go. Those 4 squares took 54 meters, so that's that gone. The next project is the Lamina wrap. Now, can I point out, on all the edges I thought I'd sewn in. Clearly not this one. So I'll show it. It's all been washed and it's been blocked. And it's finished. 2 years and it's finally done. Now, this is the Lamina wrap by Amber O'Brien. Still can't pronounce that surname. I'll stick a bit up top. Now, this is made out of all Rusty Ferret doll. The main colour, which is the pinks, is Sandhaven Colin. Then we have, what way did that go? I don't think it matters. Actually, it's that way. So we have I Have No Idea, Lana Obscura, Ultramarine, Deception, Vincent, Plum, Idiot Proof, what one's that one? Cetus, Cryptic, Space Muffin, Blush, Selkie, Fantastic Adventure, and Vorpal. And I just done the same all the way down to the end. Now this is 75. This is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. You get 425 meters per 100 grams, and I used a 4mm high sharp the first time, and when I finished it off it was on a 4mm nip frozen. Now in total I used 977 meters. There is a tiny wee bit of the Sandhaven Colin left, and I've still got pretty much all chunks of all the mini skeins left, so they will go into the blanket. Is that everything? I think so. I really enjoyed this. I don't know why it took me so long to finish it, but now it's done, I'll be wearing it all the time. So on to the next project. Next one is the Step Up Shawl by AK Laurie Designs. This is here. Now, Mr. Bark and I are having deep discussions about whether that's a nice colour or not. I like both colours, I'm just not 100% sure that I like both of them together. I still can't decide. He thinks it's absolutely hideous. I'm kind of on the fence. Some parts that I really like. Sometimes when I look at it, it's like, oh, I really like that, and other times it's like, isn't exactly my best colour choice. So the squares are done in Kinko Zigzag number 3009, and that's New York. And the contrasting colour is John Arbin, Harvest Hues, and it's Bracken. Now the zigzag is 75% wool, 25% nylon. You get 420 meters per 100 grams. The John Arbin is 65% Falkland wool, 37%. Seriously, can't speak. 35% Swarballs, something like that, and you get 400 meters per 100 grams. And I used a 5mm Knit Pro Symphony Tunisian hook, and that used 758 meters. So I don't know, it's a bit sheepy. Mind you, could always wear it over my coat. because I've started wearing coats now because it's a bit nippy. So that is that one. Next, Jim's scarf is finished. Well, it's kind of finished. The weaving part is done. Unfortunately, I cannot, well, at the time I finished it, I couldn't find the cutting mat, the ruler, or my rotary cutter. I have since found said cutting board and ruler, still have absolutely no idea where my rotary cutter is. So I might just have to take scissors to it. So this is, the warp was Drops Baby Merino number 43, and that's light sea green. The weft is Rusty Ferret Doll Squished Corby. Again, that's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. The baby merino is 100% merino. I used a 10 dents per inch heddle and I used up 715 metres. So all I need to do now is stop dragging it, cut my fringe, twist it up, and then that will be that done. The next project, I'll need to stick a picture in because I'm actually wearing them, is the Fairy Light Sparkle Christmas socks. Now the patterns, that's my sock recipe from the sock pattern generator by Rachel Leggett. I used West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply, and it's 905, the Fairy Light Sparkle. It is 40% wool, 35% BFL, 23% nylon, 2% polyester, and you get 400 metres per 100 grams. And I used a 2.25 higher sharp circular. Those socks took 256 metres. I am so happy they're done. They're no scratches what I thought they were going to be, and a lovely block film. So they're done. The next project is their friends, the Silent Night Sparkle. Again, same pattern, it's the sock pattern generator by Rachel Leggett. West Yorkshire Spinners, signature 4-ply, 906 Silent Night, 40% wool, 35% BFL, 23% nylon, 2% polyester, 400 metres per 100 grams, and again 2.25. So that's them, they're done. Happy enough with them. If one of them fits, they're both going to fit because they were done at the same time. So I dare say they'll be fine. So that's now what, project 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, project 7. 7 finished objects this week. And you didn't even get to see this because I just started working it last week. And this is Gracie's scarf. Neither one of these scarves have been blocked, by the way. I need to twist the fringe on it first. So that's the scarf. Now this is done again with the Drops Baby Merino. This is number 3, which is light yellow. It's 100% wool, and you get 175 metres in a 50 gram ball. The weft is Rusty Ferret Doll, I have no idea, and that's a 75% superwash wool, 25% nylon, and you get 425 meters per 100 grams. And again with this I used a 10 dents per inch heddle, and both the scarves were done on the 32 inch Ashford rigid heddle loom. This used 750 meters, and I think this afternoon what I might do is get these washed and blocked. That way, once I've finished warping up the samplet loom, get that project finished, I can then get the biscuits and the loom sent through to Ryan's uncle to work his magic on. So that is all my finished objects. Is there anything else? I do have a nearly gone out, but I'll speak about that in a second. So that is that. I doubt very much if I'll have as many finished objects next week because I'm not really working on anything. Stash smash. Obviously 7 projects have been finished. The last episode I had used 230 meters. Over the last couple of weeks I've crafted 3,762 meters, which means I'm just 25 meters off a 4,000 meters for this year, which is really good. I still have 22,000 meters to go to hit my target, but let's face it, we're not even at the end of January and I've hit 4,000 meters, so I'm ecstatic. And I haven't bought any wool. I'm not saying that I haven't been tempted and I haven't been looking, I have just stopped myself. I'm really enjoying getting this stash off. I'm starting to see a few holes in my stash. That's what, 1, 2, that's 3 projects that finished in the last couple of weeks that I've been using Rusty Ferret. Have got the bag here. Now this bag used to be full of Rusty Ferret skeins. I'm literally halfway through that entire bag, so that isn't too bad. So I'm kind of glad to get them out of the cubby and actually used in a project. So that is all my stash smash. I'm just going to keep continuing on making projects, and hopefully I'm above my goal for getting stuff done. I'm needing to craft about 2,000 meters a month, about 2,500 meters a month, in order to make sure that I hit the target of 26,000. And honestly, I don't think it's going to be an issue. By the time I add in the spinning and my obsession with weaving, I should manage it no problem. On to whips, of which I don't have very many. Obviously I'm still working on the Tunisian blanket. I'm going to have to start getting into the habit first thing in the morning to sticking a square in, so at least it's getting some attention. So I'll just keep working on that. Now I'm working on at the moment on the 32 inch loom, a woven V-cowl. Now this is a pattern that I'm following. It's called the Hero Cowl weaving pattern by Weft Blown. I've decided, because my weaving isn't brilliant, I'm going to use acrylic. Sorry about that. What I'm using is, now this is yarn that I got for Pound Stretchers. It's the Glitz and Glam, I'm trying not to pull this apart, double knitting, and it's colour number 15, and it's 97% acrylic, 3% lurex, and you get about 600 metres in 200 grams. So that's one of the colours. The next is Robin Double Knit. It is number 44 and it's black. I didn't know I had a whole heap of this in the cupboard. I bought black yarn for their hats. This is how you know your stash is getting out of hand. This is 100% acrylic. It's 300 metres per 100 grams. So that's the other colour that I'm using. This is a white. I have absolutely no idea what brand it is. It's clearly double knitting of some sort, and as well, double knitting, it's likely going to be about 300 metres per 100 grams, and I used a fair wee chunk on the warp of that. Now it uses a 7.5 dents per inch heddle, and I'll actually stick a picture in of roughly what I'm going for. Now I can't even remember how, I think it was in one of the loom groups, had been speaking about it, and I went and fell down a rabbit hole, and it was like, no, I need to make this because it's stunning. So that is what I'm working on. That shouldn't take me all that long. I think I worked out I've only to weave 50 inches. The entire warp was 90. You take off 12 inches. Is that right? I did properly work out the maths, and I think it's only about 58 inches. It might actually be only be 52. So that is my plan. The next thing that I'm working on is the breaking and spin. Now this is kind of done. Both the fibre is on the bobbins. Now I'll see if it's a bit lumpy and bumpy. That's all the fibre being done. Now I finished this one off last week, so that's pretty much ready to start getting plied. I'll maybe actually do that tonight. While the boys are doing crav, I'll maybe just spin, ply that up, and then plan to do a chain ply with it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that should be ready for next week. It is 300 grams of the Breckenin from John Arbin Textiles. I may or may not have a picture. If I do, I'll stick it in. And that's about it. And I use the Ashworthy Spinner 3. The next project that I'm working on is a 100% Corriedale spin. Now this is 200 grams of 100% Corriedale top. Again, it's from John Arbin Textiles, and I'm spinning it up. What I've done is I've split it into two groups. Obviously this was, let's see if I can unwind it a wee bit. This was all in one, so that's pretty much what it looked like. What I've done is I've split it down the middle. So we've got a dark section and a light section, and I'm just going to spin them end to end. So I did have a wee bit left when I was splitting it, so I've just done that on a bobbin. And actually I'll be able to show you because it's split pretty much. So the other section of that, so that's the dark side, that's the light side, that's already on the bobbin at the moment. So the plan will be, and I've got the lighter one and the darker one, so it's pretty equally split. The plan will be to ply this onto one bobbin, change bobbins, ply ply this lot onto the other bobbin and just make it a 2-ply. So that's all I've got. What's with that weave? Look, tip your head forward a wee bit. You're all, and then you've got that one tuft. Is that going to annoy you now that I've pointed it out? Is it?
That's weird. I can still see my dairy milk.
Sorry, you can still see the heroes too. I have some of them later on. It's better than what's at the other end of that.
What?
Are you ready? You look worried. You've came in at the end to let us mean like finished.
It's like pretty much done, like, is it?
I'm one lined up. That's pretty much it. That's all I've got left. It's lined up. I've done all my projects.
Like how Arya's lying, like.
At your feet. Look who's came for a visit! You came in at the end.
I know.
After all the hard work's been done.
Save the best till last.
Pretty much. So, lined up. I have absolutely nothing apart from the blanket. I have absolutely nothing on my hook at all. I've no crochet started apart from the Tunisian blanket, which is literally going to take me years. Lined up we have Andrew's milkman's hat. Might actually give that a start because his whinging is getting
As bad as mine.
His whinging is actually worse than yours. You whinge nicely. He's threatening to withhold caramel shortcake.
That's not very nice.
Which isn't very nice. I'll stick a picture in. That's the Sun in the City hat by Drops Design. Using some sort of black wool. He wants a pom-pom because he's suddenly went to. Other projects, stray socks. I'm not sure what I'm doing with them. I had thought that I'd done the two of them together. I didn't. Knew one of them's longer than the other. Because of the stitch pattern on them, I can't read how many rows I've done, so I can see that getting ripped back to me putting the heel in and doing them together. Spring Blossom Shovel, I'm still going to do that one. No 100% happy with my colour choice, so I might just change the colours on that. And Ryan, you look so bored.
No, I thought I heard a noise. I thought it sounded like somebody shutting the door actually. It was like a thump.
No, that's a cat jumping at the cupboard.
You sure?
Yes.
I'm not bored. I'm listening intently.
Listening intently to see what I'm making you.
Yeah.
You're due for a pair of socks.
I could be due a pair of socks. I was looking at a pair of socks actually. That's alright.
Possibly. Maybe the street socks were for you. Maybe. Possibly. I think they might have been for you. I'll need to get you to try them on.
Tired?
See what I mean?
It's catching.
I get so far in, then I just start constantly yawning.
Are you bored?
Bored of hearing myself speak. Spring Blossom Shawl, no, 100% happy with the colour choices in that. There's green in the Beam Woken Every Morning by Seagulls, and the You Fairy is green, and I actually think that you're not going to be able to see either of them when they merge together, so I might change the You Fairy for something else. The Rincon Shawl by AK Laurie Designs, I tried that again, and for whatever reason I just mucked it up again, so I don't know what I'm doing with that. Might actually change the colours and see if that helps, because obviously they're both dark colours, so I might just change the colours and see if that helps me, because I had one side was like way bigger than the other side, and it shouldn't be like that, so that's pretty much it.
I did literally come right at the end.
Under an hour.
I know.
By the time I edit out my yawning,
True.
this fit of sneezing that went into,
Also
and the
that.
fit of coughing and choking.
COVID.
I do not have COVID. If I've got COVID, it's because you gave it to me.
I'm a caring, sharing type of guy.
Yes, you are. Do you realise that was like 10 days I never left the house? 10 solid days.
I was shaking the camera. Okay.
Arya. No, the last time it was Darwin.
Alright.
She's not enamoured that Sally's taking a seat.
There's space.
And Ellie's took
the
other seat. So that is it. Should be back as normal as of next week. Unless you're taking any more unscheduled holidays.
No plans to.
Guess about it. Anything else?
Nothing I can think of.
No tying up penny weaving or nothing?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Well, I've got that you can help me with that later on if you want.
Yeah, sample it.
My samplet room. I need to get the other project, which I purposely didn't mention because it's for somebody's birthday, and I've got a really bad habit of showing people what they're getting before I actually give them it.
Is it for me?
When's your birthday time?
November.
I'm starting lying. No.
Just checking.
It's for somebody's birthday who is soon, and I need to get it started. But I also need to go to Pimstrikers. But it may possibly be not essential. So, damn you, Andrew, for not going to the college. Because I could have got away with it had he been at the college, because I could have dropped him off at the college and on my way home take a detour past.
But then the actual going into Pimstrikers wouldn't have been essential either though.
It would, because I was like tins of food while I was in there, and then it would technically be essential.
See your point.
But I'm not. I'm going to be a girl.
And only be essential.
And only be essential. I can't really say that like going to B&Q was pretty essential. Was that class as essential because I needed to like painter's tape?
No.
It's essential for my weaving to keep my
Well, I
bits
suppose.
straight.
It was essential for your mental health.
Yes.
Because if you didn't have your painter state, you wouldn't have been able to weave, and you would have had a breakdown.
Yes.
So you could argue that.
I would have sat like green and car.
I know.
And my 2 devils that I need you to hacksaw. Possibly. Or I might need to send one of these into being cute to get another 2.
Would that be essential?
Yes, it is. It's essential for the proper workings of my loom. Because if I hacksaw the 2 that I've got, then they're not going to fit on the big one.
So you'll need more.
So I might need another couple.
You away again? I thought you were about to yawn again. I thought Joni.
I just popped. I was trying to hide it and I actually popped my ear, and it's like, see if I went deep in that ear, at certain points it tends to hurt, and like if I try to disguise a yawn, be like
there you go. There you go.
It pops that ear, it hurts. So that is it. I hope you have. Oh, before I start that, next week, end of this week, is the end of the month, so get your works in progress into the chatter thread ASAP. You'll be picking winners on Saturday. Date Saturday, 31st Friday. Date Saturday morning.
January?
Yeah.
31st Sunday.
So it is. Date Sunday. So I might need to date Sunday night. Why did I think it was Friday?
No. Definitely, because 1st of February is a Monday. You're away again. Are you bored, Caroline? Is this boring you?
The eyes were never.
Don't cry. You are going to edit all these bits out.
No, Ryan. Keep them on.
You should make a montage of all your yawns.
A montage, you what?
All your yawns through this podcast. Do a yawn montage.
Oh, I'll definitely be editing out the part where I choked. It's not coming out my nose and everything. It wasn't very graceful. It wasn't very ladylike.
Sexy.
Oh. What was I saying? You're not on my stride now.
About your... For me picking prize winners?
Yes, prize winners. Apparently Sunday. I thought it was Friday. I think that's it. Podcasting again on Monday. And I need to stop breaking my nails. So that is it. I hope you have a very crafty rest of your week, and I will see you again next week. Bye.
Bye.